Hello, everybody. This is Jan Paval with the Access Arts Live daily update of your live stream action for today, Thursday, January 15th, 2026. And before I go any further, let me advise you, if you're watching this on Facebook, please like the video. If you're watching on any of our platforms, please follow and or subscribe to Access Arts Live. We're on Facebook, YouTube, X, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, and LinkedIn. We want to be wherever you are. So all you have to do, if you feel like watching some live stream action, is just wander over from wherever you hang out all the time anyway. Any of these 7 platforms, I think we're likely to reach you. The live streams today include the finale of an 8-day organ marathon in Arizona, a Nordic triple header with concerts from the Lahti Symphony and the Tapiola Sinfonietta in Finland, and the Royal Stockholm Phil, where I am live streaming from, and both early harpsichord music and the latest now compositions in New York City. And as the notice says, John Paval has more, and I do have more for you. So I'm going to be telling you all about that now. This is, it turned out to be a very crowded day, which I was not expecting. Hold on a second, I have to get my notes ready, and I think I just messed up my notes. I think I just turned them off when I meant to turn them on. I have to find the Thursday live stream script. Here it is. I don't have all of this memorized, folks. I don't know all this by heart. First thing I want to tell you about is this marathon organ live stream going on. It has been going on since last Wednesday. If we're lucky, I may even get Kimberly Marshall from the group, who's just finishing her session, to drop in and tell us about it. These are 4 intrepid organists who decided to get together and play for 8 days John Cage's Organ 2 ASLSP. And that's an anachronism for or anagram for as slowly as possible. Well, it comes in 8 sections, so they're playing each section for 24 hours, and that's quite something. And sound changes when you play a note for 2 hours or something. It's Diane Lucchese, Kimberly Marshall, Alexander Meschel, and Christopher Anderson. We give you the link. We've done several live stream interviews with them. You still have, there's another 6 hours to go as Christopher Anderson finishes up the last of the 192 hours. Amazing. Go check it out. Turn this off and go check that out and come back and look at the recording of this. Okay. So, and then who else do we have up for you? Well, then we have this triple header coming to you from Scandinavia tonight, all earlier in the evening than most European concerts. So first off, Andrew Manze leads the Lahti Symphony in Lahti, Finland, in Vaughan Williams's Serenade to Music, Sibelius's 5th Symphony, and Beethoven's Concerto for Violin, Cello, and Piano, with award-winning artist, violinist Christel Lee, pianist Dennis Kozukin, and cellist Jonathan Roseman. Manze is the principal conductor of the Scottish Chamber Orchestra, the principal guest conductor both of the Scottish Chamber Orchestra and the Royal Liverpool Philharmonic. He's a connoisseur of Sibelius's music. He was at the Hanover Phil for almost a decade, and before that, he was at the Helsingborg Symphony in Sweden. And if you follow Access Arts Live, you would have seen him live streaming on November 28th, just a couple months ago, with the Cologne Philharmonic. Follow and or subscribe, folks. You're missing everything. The soloist, Christel Lee, was the first American to win the Sibelius violin competition a decade ago. Dennis Kozukin was the winner of the Queen Elizabeth piano competition. And Jonathan Roseman on the cello was the youngest finalist in the Tchaikovsky competition in the year he competed. If you follow Access Arts Live, you would have seen him live streaming with the Gulbenkian Orchestra back in December, on December 5th. folks. And all three of these have gone on since they won these awards to be accomplished artists. But I can't give you all that detail in this brief daily update. But there you have their pictures, and now you know who they are and what they're going to be playing. So then we move on to the next Scandinavian or Nordic orchestra, and the headliner there is Emily. You know, there's been that television show Emily in Paris or whatever it is. So this is the Tapiola Sinfonietta with the flautist for the Amsterdam Concertgebouw, Emily Beynon, and they're calling it Emily in France. So and the conductor is a Finnish conductor, Eugene Tsigan. Anyway, they'll be doing Ravel's Mother Goose Orchestral Suite based on the stories of Hansel and Gretel. They'll be doing, to finish up, they'll do Louise Farrenc's Symphony No. 3 in G minor, Opus 36. And this is one of the fabled earlier French composers from the 19th century. And then in between, it will be Emily Beynon on Guillaume Connaissant's Danse Concertante. And this is the finished premiere of the work, but the work was co-commissioned by the Tapiola Sinfonietta. It's also known as Connaissant's Flute Concerto No. 2. But you know, in modern times, we don't just call these things, well, you know, Quartet No. 3. No. It's Julia came in the door, something like that, which I think personally is adorable and much more human. Okay, so that's at 6 o'clock in the evening, whereas the first concert from the Lahti Symphony is at 5:30. So you got 5:30, 6 o'clock. Good luck choosing, folks. And then at 7 o'clock in the evening comes the Royal Stockholm Phil. Now that will be, let me get that picture up for you. Trying to give you all the pictures of everybody briefly, which I usually don't do in these daily ones, but I'm doing it today, folks. So there. Okay, so this is top conductor Nikolai Sepp-Snyder, who's the head of the French National Orchestra in Lyon, and he'll be leading the Royal Stockholm Phil in Auguste Holmès' La Nuit et l'Amour, which means the night and love, and Elgar's Second Symphony. And then in between, he's joined by Swedish soprano Christina Nilsson for songs by Richard Strauss. That'll be at 7 o'clock this evening, European time, which is 1 o'clock on the East Coast and 10 in the morning on the West Coast. Sepp-Snyder has been with the Orchestra Nationale de Lyon since 2020. They just extended him for a couple more years. He's also been a principal guest conductor with the Swedish Chamber Orchestra and with the Mariinsky Theater Orchestra. So he's been around. Soprano Christina Nilsson, she got her big break singing Aida with the Stockholm Royal Opera, but she's also sung it at the Met, and they liked her there. She became a Swedish court singer of the Royal Court of the King of Sweden in 2025. If you follow Access Arts Live, you would know that on July 25th, she was live streamed in the role of Eva at the Bayreuth Festival, and she's been singing a lot of Wagner at Bayreuth and elsewhere. But tonight she's not singing Wagner. She'll be singing Strauss. Zu Eignung, Ich trage meine Minne, Wiegenlied, Morgen, and Cecily. Zu Eignung is one of Anyway, I think that's the one. If I got it wrong, shoot me. Okay, so that's them. She looks kind of Wagnerian singing in that picture. She's been at Bayreuth in a few different productions over the years. Then, if none of those suit you, at 7:15 European time, 1:15 in the afternoon in New York, Midtown Concerts is live streaming another top early music concert. Ben Katz and his friends performing his Hymn of Apollo. And that's they will be those friends. Besides harpsichordist Ben Katz, a distinguished international harpsichordist, are Danny Zanatuni-Frank on the theorbo, Amanda Baranek on the Baroque harp, Jacqueline Hager on the violoncello, and Nathan Francisco on the violoncello. This is a creation of Ben Frank's, and it's a selection of pieces of 17th century music telling the story of Apollo, the god of order, the god of beauty. Well, Dionysus is also a god of beauty, but it's of disorder. Pieces of music by composers like Jacques Champion de Chambonnière and Jean-Baptiste Lully. And if you're an early music lover, you know where this kind of stuff falls in the range of music, and you'll love it. What can I say? It's, it's Midtown concerts. Now, if that does not ring your bell, you have one more opportunity to hear a live stream of a completely different kind, also from New York City, much later in the day, 8 o'clock in the evening, New York time, rather than 1:15 in the afternoon. So at 8 o'clock in the evening in New York City, Composers Concordance, the Gene Pritzker joint, will be live streaming what they call Tasman Noizepunk, along with poet Erik T. Johnson. Well, Tasman Noizepunk is Gene Pritzker himself, and Tasman is Tassos Papastamou. Both of them what they do is they blend together contemporary music, electronics, improvisation, classical music, and what they call groove-driven beat design. They'll be doing Gene Pritzker's erotic love poems. It's a world premiere, so it's now music, which is based on, it's an electroacoustic song cycle set to 3 poems by Erik T. Johnson. And then they'll do a piece by Tassos Papastamou called Think for Yourself, Fall in Love. And then other selected works by Tassos and Gene of this wild now music variety. Folks, that's what you have on the menu for you today. If you have a hankering for enjoying any live stream music in Europe or the United States, I will sign off for now. I'll probably be back tomorrow at about the same time, early in the afternoon, with your lineup for. No, I won't. We only have 2 live streams on Friday, but I should be back on Saturday with a daily update. So, ciao for now. Enjoy. Oh, and remember to follow and/or subscribe to Access Arts Live on especially on Facebook and YouTube, but you can also do so on our other platforms: X, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, and/or LinkedIn.